Aruba Certified Network Security Associate Exam HPE6-A78 dumps questions are the best material for you to study the related topics. Share some HPE6-A78 exam dumps questions here. 1. What is a benefit or using network aliases in Aruba-O's firewall policies? A. You can associate a reputation score with the network alias to create rules that filter traffic based on reputation rather than IP. B. You can use the aliases to translate client IP addresses to other IP addresses on the other side of the firewall. C. You can adjust the IP addresses in the aliases, and the rules using those aliases automatically update. D. You can use the aliases to conceal the true IP addresses of servers from potentially untrusted clients. 2. What is a guideline for creating certificate signing requests, CSRs, and deploying server certificates on Aruba-O's mobility controllers, MCs? A. Create the CSR online using the MC web URL if your company requires you to archive the private key. B. If you create the CSR and public-private key pair offline, create a matching private key online on the MC. C. Create the CSR and public-private key pair offline if you want to install the same certificate on multiple MCs. D. Generate the private key online, but the public key and CSR offline, to install the same certificate on multiple MCs. 3. What is a guideline for managing local certificates on an Aruba-O switch? A. Before installing the local certificate, create a trust anchor (TA) profile with the root CA certificate for the certificate that you will install. B. Install an online certificate status protocol (OCSP) certificate to simplify the process of enrolling and re-enrolling for certificate. C. Generate the certificate signing request (CSR) with a program offline. Then, install both the certificate and the private key on the switch in a single file. D. Create a self-signed certificate online on the switch because Aruba-O's switches do not support CA-signed certificates. 4. What is a benefit of opportunistic wireless encryption? O. A. It allows both WPA2 capable and WPA3 capable clients to authenticate to the same WPA personal WLAN. B. It offers more control over who can connect to the wireless network when compared with WPA2 personal. C. It allows anyone low connect, but provides better protection against eavesdropping than a traditional open network. D. It provides protection for wireless clients against both honeypot APs and man-in-the-middle (MUM) attacks. 5. You need to deploy an Aruba Instant AP where users can physically reach it. What are two recommended options for enhancing security for management access to the AP? Select 2. A. Disable its console ports. B. Place a tamper-evident label (TELS) over its console port. C. Disable the web URL. D. Configure WPA3 enterprise security on the AP. E. Install a CA-signed certificate. 6. What is one difference between EAP tunneled layer security (EAP-TLS) and protected EAP (PEAP)? EAP-TLS creates a TLS tunnel for transmitting user credentials, while PEAP authenticates the server and supplicant during a TLS handshake. B. EAP-TLS requires the supplicant to authenticate with a certificate. HUT PEAP allows the supplicant to use a username and password. CEAP-TLS begins with the establishment of a TLS tunnel, but PEAP does not use a TLS tunnel as part of its process. DEAP-TLS creates a TLS tunnel for transmitting user credentials securely, while PEAP protects user credentials with TCAP encryption. 7. You are configuring Aruba OS/CX switches to tunnel client traffic to an Aruba Mobility Controller, MC. What should you do to enhance security for control channel communications between the switches and the MC? A. Create one UBT zone for control traffic and a second UBT zone for clients. B. Configure a long, random POPI security key that matches on the switches and the MC. C. Install certificates on the switches, and make sure that CPSEC is enabled on the MC. D. Make sure that the UBT client VLAN is assigned to the interface on which the switches reach the MC and only that interface. 8. A company has an Aruba solution with a mobility master, mobility controllers, MCs, and campus apps. What is one benefit of adding Aruba Airwave from the perspective of forensics? A. Airwave can provide more advanced authentication and access control services for the AMBA OS solution. B. Airwave retains information about the network for much longer periods than Aruba OS solution. C. Airwave is required to activate wireless intrusion prevention (WIP) services on the Aruba OS solution. D. Airwave enables low-level debugging on the devices across the Aruba OS solution. 9. What correctly describes the pairwise master key (PMK) in the specified wireless security protocol? A. In WPA3 Enterprise, the PMK is unique per session and derived using simultaneous authentication of equals. B. In WPA3 Personal, the PMK is unique per session and derived using simultaneous authentication of equals. C. In WPA3 Personal, the PMK is derived directly from the passphrase and is the same tour every session. D. In WPA3 Personal, the PMK is the same for each session and is communicated to clients that authenticate. 10. What are some functions of an Aruba OS user role? A. The role determines which authentication methods the user must pass to gain network access. B. The role determines which firewall policies and bandwidth contract apply to the client's traffic. C. The role determines which wireless networks, SSIDs, a user is permitted to access. D. The role determines which control plane ACL rules apply to the client's traffic.